Dimetrodon is not also the only giant reptile to have a sail on its back, for Edaphosaurus has a sail too. Unlike the Dimetrodon's sail, the Edaphosaurus' sail has small prongs branched off from the main rods that support it, making them look like twigs. But despite the differences, God made the Edaphosaurus and the Dimetrodon's sails for the same purpose, for display and to trap heat while basking. This will help the Edaphosaurus warm their bodies quickly enough to be already active before their predators do. The best difference between Dimetrodon and Edaphosaurus is that they're herbivores, while the Dimetrodon are carnivores. God made the Edaphosaurus' teeth peg-like to tear leaves and branches. He also made their jaw muscles help grind the food up. He also embedded more teeth in the roof of their mouths to mash up the food before it goes to the stomach. To help digest the food, God made the Edaphosaurus be as big as hippos so they can eat a large volume of food in one go. And he also gave them a long gut so they will have room to eat big vegetation like melons. Right now, the herd relaxes as they bask in the sun. But unknown to them, they're being watched by a hungry lion. The lion tries to break the herd apart to find the old and weak. But unlike his usual prey, the Edaphosaurus has a tactic. They flush their sails with blood, creating an eye spot to distract the lion's attention from their vulnerable heads. It worked. With the lion being distracted by their beautiful sails, the Edaphosaurus makes their escape to the forest. The lion won't be able to tackle one in a thick forest, and so he'll go back and hunt his usual prey. If you were to travel back in time and search for prehistoric animals, perhaps one of the best places to start looking is at a lake. Water is important for all living creatures, and it provides homes for water-dwelling animals, such as this one. This is Koolasuchus, named after paleontologist Leslie Kool. Koolasuchus is not a reptile or a dinosaur, but an amphibian. On land, he's as slow as a turtle, but in the water, he's as dangerous as a crocodile. He's the largest amphibian that God has ever created. His head is 20 inches long and is equipped with over 100 teeth. Some of them are 4 inches long. Koolasuchus can detect vibrations in the water, which can help him hunt for prey. Koolasuchus almost hunts like a crocodile. He can either ambush prey in the water or at the surface. He's a very powerful carnivore, and he's capable of eating fish, crustaceans, and even small animals. Unfortunately, though, even this giant amphibian could not survive. Paleontologists believe that they had competitions with crocodiles, and that might have driven them to extinction. But for those who have escaped the crocodiles, are living in the regions that will become the South Pole. Koolasuchus are even capable of hibernating under the ice during the winters. Today, the Chinese and Japanese giant salamanders are the two largest amphibians on Earth. This Koolasuchus is looking for breakfast. God put his eyes on top of the head, which gives him a good all-round vision. Today, he's in luck. He finds a body of a female deer that must have died of old age. The Koolasuchus takes his prize to a safe place to eat it, for he knows that his meal's smell will attract other predators, such as this one. This is Ambulocetus. He's not an amphibian or a reptile, but a mammal. Although he may look like a crocodile and his name means walking whale, he's not related to either. As you watch on how he swims, he moves in an up and down flexing motion like otters. In fact, his closest modern relatives are creatures like otters and weasels, which suggests that he's a member of a mammal family called Musteldae, and he also happens to be the largest member that God has ever created. Since Ambulocetus doesn't have any ears, God made the Ambulocetus to hear with his jawbone. He can pick up vibrations of sound underwater, which help him find prey. He can do the same thing on land by putting his jaw on the ground and sense approaching animals. Ambulocetuses can roam in Euphrates, riverbanks, and even coasts. And at any of these places, they can hunt prey with their deadly speciality, similar to how crocodiles would hunt. Ambush. Coming toward the lake is a fast-running omnivorous reptile called Effigia, which means ghost, where her kind's fossils were found at a place in New Mexico called Ghost Ranch. Despite her appearance, Effigia is not a dinosaur, for instead of having dinosaur-like legs, she has a crocodilian ankle, which makes her a bizarre relative of the crocodiles, for she has other crocodilian features. Although she doesn't have any teeth, God gave her a beak for cracking seeds, grinding nuts, and shearing vegetation. She can also use her beak to kill small animals. God made Effigia to be a sleek and fast runner, and he also made her brain specialize in intelligence and keen senses. Right now, she's not smelling any danger, and she continues drinking. But she is being watched. Hiding in the bushes is a Burmese python, one of the 5 largest snakes on the planet living today. Although he doesn't have any venom, he can squeeze his prey to death and swallow it whole. 1 prey and 2 predators. Who will be the victim? The hunter becomes the hunted. Of course, the python can't swim, but his neck is being crushed under the Ambulocetus' jaws. And now all the Ambulocetus has to do is to hold on to his prey until it drowns. The Ambulocetus quickly changes directions. He's detecting large vibrations in the distance, something much bigger than himself. This is Dinosaurus. She's no ordinary crocodile. She's much larger than any of her living relatives, weighing as much as a double-decker bus. Like her cousins, the crocodiles and alligators, she has a secondary bony palate, which got made to allow her to open her mouth underwater without swallowing any water. When Dinosaurs became carnivores, they would have hunted the same way as crocodiles would. By lurking at the water's edge, she inflicts great wounds to her prey, drowning it and eating it. She's capable of eating prey fish to medium and or large animals and even dinosaurs. At a different lake lives another giant crocodile, Koolasuchus imperator, the fleshed crocodile emperor. He's probably the largest crocodile that God has ever created. He's even bigger than his relative Dinosaurus. His appearance makes him look like a giant relative of his close cousin the gharial, a rare thin-jawed crocodile living in India today. His entire skull is 6 feet long. What was the purpose for this? Could it be that when Sarcosuchuses were herbivores, they would use their long jaws to reach branches from low trees, bushes, and water vegetation? Sarcosuchus' bite force was around 18,000 pounds. Like a branch clipper, Sarcosuchus would cut the branches off the trees and eat the leaves. But when Sarcosuchuses became carnivores, their bite force is powerful enough to kill a dinosaur. The large snout is what makes him look like a giant gharial. It gives him an excellent sense of smell to find food. The snout also acted as a sound chamber, giving him a loud deep bellow to call for a mate or to frighten away rivals. Like his relative the Dinosaurus, Sarcosuchus is capable of eating almost anything he can find, such as fish, turtles, pterosaurs, and small to medium to large-sized animals and dinosaurs.